This is the Epomaker AK84S. It's an 84-key wireless and hot swappable mechanical keyboard by Epomaker that is currently on Kickstarter. Their team was kind enough to send a prototype model to me, so what you see here and also what's included in the box might be different from what gets shipped out to the backers. One of the things I actually found kind of interesting when I was looking through the product page is that every AK84S ships out with a set of silicone keycaps. So I was sent these really adorable pastel colored. They weren't sent this way, it's because of me shaking it around and kind of excited to check it out. In my extremely short time of learning about mechanical keyboards, I haven't personally come across silicone keycaps, so I'm really curious to know how it feels and if it offers a different sound to regular PBT or ABS keycaps. So it comes in a pretty simple box like this, which says Sky Long or Sky Loon. And again, because this is the prototype model, yours might ship out in a different box from what you're seeing here. So in the box, you also get the very standard just instruction manual. This keyboard also comes with a driver that you can download if you want to customize the RGB effects and also the macro recording even more. Like the other keyboards we've checked out though, it does come pre-programmed with some built-in RGB effects and also pre-recorded macros, but having a software which lets you customize it even more will definitely come in handy if you're looking for more functionality with your keyboard. It also comes with switch puller and a keycap puller. They also included their brand new proprietary chocolate switches, but all the details if you're into all the technical sides of mechanical keyboards will of course be found on their website. Last but not the least, a braided USB-C cable. On the back of the keyboard you can see pretty simple kickstands, which will of course help elevate the keyboard at an angle, so that might make a more comfortable typing experience for some, although I typically prefer just having the keyboard lay flat. Let's take a quick look at some of the RGB effects. Here's a quick typing test with the regular keycaps. Interestingly, my keyboard came with box red switches, but from the website you have the choices of Gateron optical or Gateron mechanical switches in blue, brown, black, or red, and also of course their chocolate switches. So it's really interesting to see that mine shipped with different switches that aren't available. If you're interested in the keyboard, I would suggest just keeping a close eye on the Kickstarter page so that you can get the most up-to-date information and also choose the right keyboard and options for you. I'm just going to go ahead and spend a few minutes just replacing the keycaps with these really adorable silicone ones. So interestingly, also with these silicone keycaps, you can actually peel back the silicone, which reveals pretty much just what attaches to the stem of your switches. So I'm actually really curious to know if they will eventually offer the different tops for the silicone keycaps, and that way you can easily change up the look of your keyboard without having to change all the keycaps. Because as I'm quickly learning, this is the first time that I'm actually changing up the keycaps on a full keyboard, and it's a really labor laborious process. So I think if they offer just the silicone part to be able to switch up, it's a really cool alternative to just change the look of your keyboard. Another thing though that I want to mention is that this is actually the keycap puller from the previous board that I unboxed on this channel, because the one that's included in this kit is this tiny one right here, and I'm not a huge fan of it. I feel like it could damage your keycaps, and what I like about this one too is that you can take off 3 to 4 keys at a time, which can definitely speed up the process. I hope my camera can capture this, but as I was pulling some of the number keys, the switches from underneath were actually lifting up as well. So something to definitely be careful about, because I don't want to accidentally damage any of the switches by just replacing the keycaps. I don't think I was putting on any like unnecessary extra force, but yeah, I was just pulling it off as normal and the switches wanted to come up with the keycaps. Alright, we are finally done replacing all the keys, and I think that it looks amazing with a black casing actually. So what they sent me is the black plastic casing with CNC plate, but there are several others that you can choose from, including a white version of the plastic, a full aluminum, and a translucent acrylic. Here's a quick sound test with these silicone keycaps. So I actually really like how the keyboard sounds with the silicone keycaps on, but what I'm not sure about is the feel of it. If you guys have ever used a silicone keyboard protector for a MacBook, then it's not my favorite thing to feel when I'm typing on a keyboard. Maybe it's something that I can get used to because I am so used to typing on a plastic material, but I really like the colorway that they decided to send me. If I understand correctly, they just send you a random one, but I hope you get to choose on the final version. This has been really fun to play around with, you guys. I hope you also enjoyed. I will leave the link to the Kickstarter campaign below so that you can check out the keyboard for yourself and see all the other options. I think it looks really cool. I really like the pastel again with the black casing, but I think the silicone keycaps will take a little bit of getting used to for me. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think of this and if you think that you will be grabbing one. I will leave the link to the Kickstarter campaign below, but again, this was just somewhat of a first impressions from someone who is new to keyboards but also like a casual user. If anyone who is watching knows a lot about keyboards, let me know what you think about the AK84S by Epomaker. Thanks so much for watching and letting me indulge in my new mechanical keyboard obsession. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.